Is Shawn Mendes really in a cult?
He has been really depressed. There are 3 gurus that Shawn has working with that are all connected to the mystery church.
Giving a little bit apology.
Shawn Mendes needs our help. A cult recently recruited him and they plan to drain his bank account. This same cult took over Miley Cyrus's life and has isolated her from the outside world. Shawn has been battling depression and feeling lost, which is the perfect situation for a cult to step in. So let's get into it. Welcome to California, the land of the free. I'm just kidding, people. It isn't. There are so many cults out here. Ever since moving here, I've learned about so many different kinds and different people who are in these cults. And now it looks like there's a new hot shot in the mix because Shawn Mendes has allegedly joined a cult. And honestly, I'm pretty worried about him. I think you could look at his music and tell that Shawn is a vulnerable guy. He's susceptible to someone coming into his life and manipulating him. And now it seems like his latest romance is what is pushing him into this mysterious cult. Shawn has recently been linked to a new partner. Her name is Charlie and she's 37 years old. Keep in mind that Shawn is 25 years old, so she's 12 years older than he is. She actually is famous herself because she was on the show Big Brother back in the UK all the way back in 2013. She's also worked as a TV presenter and a podcaster, so she's been in the industry, but definitely not at Shawn's level. Though they've been parading around LA, and one of their dates involved the pair stripping down to their underwear for a swim at the beach, which the water is very cold here, and they did some breathing work after, which just kind of looked a little bizarre. I love how that guy's just coughing in the middle of it. Like, okay, sir, thank you for that footage. One person wrote on Twitter that they saw a video of Shawn and Charlie just dancing around and singing. But then another person clarified that no, this was a ritual, that they did these songs followed by the breath. Now, I'm not very spiritual and I respect people who are spiritual. And I don't know, like, if this breathing and the singing is a ritual of some sort, but we need to dive a little deeper. A gossip source, Des Moines, put out a tip that Shawn's romance with Charlie is more than just a fling because she's got an affiliation to a cult and now Shawn is being brought in. Now, we've talked about this cult before on my channel. It's called the Modern Mystery School. It's something that Miley Cyrus is also involved in. They provide services to the public and behind closed doors for only those who have eyes to see and those who have ears to hear. Fans have been noticing that Shawn Mendes has been associating with people who are part of the Modern Mystery School, one of those people being his new girlfriend, Charlie. There are 3 gurus that Shawn is working with that are all connected and have ties to the mystery church. All 3 of these gurus are tied to Charlie and have been working with them for years.
The Instagram activity of Shawn Mendes and of the people that he's associated with. So this person says that there are 3 gurus that Shawn has working with that are all connected and have ties to the mystery church. All 3 of these gurus are tied to Charlie and have worked with her for years.
So right now, Shawn is surrounded by these gurus, all speaking into his ears, telling him how to live his life and probably how to spend his money. Shawn doesn't post much about his personal life on social media, but Charlie does. And she captioned a beach picture with "The most beautiful thing we can experience is the mysterious." Sounds kind of like the cult name. Now, a lot of Shawn Mendes fans are upset with this news. And honestly, I wouldn't be upset with Shawn Mendes. I would be worried for him and concerned and trying to separate him from these people. But some people claim that Camila Cabello, who is one of Shawn Mendes' ex-girlfriend, which if you guys want to deep dive into their relationship, we should totally do that. But they claim that this story was manufactured and it's all lies. But I mean, you see him with these people. How is that a lie? One person wrote, "We're supposed to believe that Shawn Mendes is in a cult. People hate on Shawn Mendes daily for no good reason, and you guys are just fueling the fire and spreading negativity." Which I get it. If he's your fave, I know. I don't want him in a cult either. But when we see celebrities in these positions, we should go from a place of like concern. I'm not hating Shawn because he's getting wrapped up with the wrong people. Now, there are some blind items about Shawn, which I find very interesting. Just like a little tidbit. Actually, my boyfriend, one of his good friends, is next door neighbors with Shawn. So I've seen Shawn at his home. He lives like literally 5 minutes down the street. Like in a normal neighborhood, there's no gates. I mean, there's a gate around his home, but like it's interesting to see him out and about. He is just like living his life out here, but he has been running into some problems and people have been spreading some possible rumors about him.
This former A-list north of the border singer who peaked pre-COVID and had a major meltdown last year is making his neighbors angry. His team used to call the paparazzi on him and his last girlfriend, Camila Cabello, and is doing the same thing again with Charlie Travers. The problem is that parking in the neighborhood is limited, plus the noise and annoyance of random paparazzi parked around your homes. For what? More fake quote-unquote girlfriends? At least he did have the sense to do the stripping thing away from the neighborhood. That was a setup too. And this is referring to the paparazzi pictures of them on the beach in their underwear. And this second blind item reads, this A-list north of the border singer who likes to get half naked for the paparazzi with his girlfriend on a public beach is up to his eyeballs in a polyamorous cult with that same woman.
Now, I will say the only tidbit of information I've ever gotten from seeing his home and just being around it, like, trust me, I'm not like waiting outside his house. It's literally like I go to, dinner parties at the neighbors. Anyways, I'm already saying too much, but I have heard that there is like a photographer who lives with him and has lived with him for a very long time. I don't know the relationship between him and this photographer, but I just might as well put it out there that I've seen some things as well. But like I said earlier, Shawn Mendes is a susceptible person to this type of manipulation because he is vulnerable. He does have mental health issues and he does have a lot to offer, a lot of money. And him joining this cult is kind of like the latest update we have on Shawn. He was supposed to do a world tour back in 2022, but then he postponed it. Keep in mind that Miley also joined this cult and she said that she's not going to be touring anymore. So I don't know if these people have an issue with their members touring, probably because they don't have immediate access to them. One blog stated that Shawn has been really depressed over the past couple of years. The 25-year-old appears to be a little lost and susceptible. I literally just said that at the moment. This report claims that people on social media are reacting differently to the news. One person wrote, "Poor guy has been a little lost since his breakup with Camila." Seemingly believing the report, a second user claimed that it's 100% a cult, and if he's being seen with these people regularly, it's very likely that he's involved. Which I agree with that statement. If he's with these people and they're known to be doing this, I mean, connect the dots. When he canceled his tour back in June 2022, he explained that he was not mentally doing well, claiming that after talking to his team that he needed to go to a group of health professionals and work on himself and to heal so he can come back stronger, which I totally respect. I mean, being a celebrity must be very difficult and draining, exhausting, depressing. I totally get it, especially because towards the end of like his most recent music, it wasn't necessarily selling out like he used to. So maybe it's the perfect moment for him to get involved in this cult. He's believing that he's finding himself and that he's getting help. But you guys know cults are not okay.
Is Shawn Mendes really in a cult, do?
So I did ask around to people like, have you heard anything of what's going on with Shawn Mendes? And they did say that he has been really depressed over the past couple of years. He took a step back from music when his last concert wasn't selling. Nobody knows if Shawn Mendes is in fact in this cult. Is he a little lost right now? And does that make him more susceptible to being influenced by a group of people that might not have the best intentions?
So now that people are talking about Shawn, they're starting to realize that Miley has had a similar experience. And it's not like we see Shawn and Miley hanging out, but we do see Miley with a lot of the same people. The Modern Mystery School has apparently recruited two of the world's biggest pop stars, Shawn and Miley. They explain that we should be concerned for these pop stars because the school was founded back in 1997, so it hasn't even been around that long, but it supposedly trains and certifies healing practitioners and teachers in the tradition of King Solomon, which traces back 3,000 years. In 2021, Vice published an investigation into the school and detailed the stories of dozens of current and former students. Former students claimed they were exploited, classifying the group as a cult and a spiritual pyramid scheme. Of course, they want these pop stars' money.
What is the name of this cult?
It's called the Modern Mystery School, and I'll read a little bit about it from their website. They provide services to the public and behind closed doors for only, quote, those who have eyes to see and those who have ears to hear.
fans have been noticing that Shawn Mendes has been associating with people who are part of the modern mystery school. One of those people being his new alleged girlfriend, Charlie.
So now why would he want to be involved in this cult and dating a woman 12 years older than he is? I mean, it seems like she's got him wrapped around her fingertips and she had brought him in, because former members also describe an environment of bullying and manipulation, financial and sexual exploitation. This cult even forces their members to sign an NDA. If you need to sign an NDA to go and join a spiritual healing experience, then it probably won't be that healing.
They say that their mission is creating peace on this planet by uplifting the hearts and minds of humanity. But in reality, ex-members have come out and said that there is a lot of sexual coercion and financial exploitation. Similar to other cults, they encourage you to give up your job and give up your life and dedicate yourself to years and years of training and recruiting. And I guess they tell you that you're going to better yourself and help heal humanity, and meanwhile become rich while doing all of this. You also get promised a crystal wand at some point.
So it seems like they tried to use kind of like a hippie free spirit mentality to wrap these people into this business scheme and drain their bank accounts. This article also mentions Shawn's physical appearance, claiming that it has drastically changed in recent months. He has rejected his clean-cut look and embraced overgrown stubble and untamed hair. So he's kind of looking like, kind of hippie spiritual vibes.
To be clear, I am not saying that Shawn Mendes is in a cult. I feel he may be at the point in his career where he would be most susceptible to a cult, and that his haircut, facial hair, clothing, shoes, company, and general demeanor are that of someone you might think was in a cult. Giving a little bit, just a smidge of Manson family, mostly coming from this one. It might just be very, very high, and if so, my guy, do you. But my spidey sense for white is at about an 8 with that guy, so I'm gonna keep an eye on it.
I'm definitely scared of the people in this cult, and if they try to befriend me, I need to learn their face and their name and stay far away, because I don't want any of that energy in my life. As I said, Miley Cyrus has been pictured with people in this cult. We've seen her posting less and less on social media, kind of isolating herself like Shawn Mendes has been. She wasn't really promoting her album. She didn't do a tour, and I don't really understand why this cult is trying to stop their big earners from going out and making more money, but I think it's to keep them trapped in there so they feel like they are dependent on these people to live their daily lives. They can't go across the world on tour without their cult.
These two girls, Lily and Blue, were allegedly healers at the cult school. They allegedly met Miley in February of 2023, right after Flowers dropped, and encouraged her to join their cult. And allegedly this is the reason that Miley's been so MIA. No performances, no public appearances, no promotion for the album at all.
Anyways, I'm worried about Shawn Mendes. I mean, he seems like a sweet guy who's just a little bit lost. And I do not like cults. I don't. I really don't. I'm not a fan. But I want to hear what you guys think in the comments below. And I'll see you in a new video soon. Bye, guys.